Canada may look peaceful on the outside, but behind the snow and mountains lies one of the world's biggest future superpowers. Canada doesn't usually scream for attention. No daily headlines. No dramatic political chaos. No flashy world domination image. But that's exactly why what's happening there feels almost unbelievable. Behind the snowy mountains, cinematic forests, futuristic cities, and quiet reputation, Canada has been building something the world completely underestimated. People thought Canada was just about maple syrup, politeness, freezing winters, and hockey. But recently, the country uncovered something that made economists, travelers, billionaires, tech experts, and even world powers start paying attention in a completely different way. Because hidden inside this peaceful nation is one of the most powerful combinations on Earth: unlimited natural beauty, massive hidden wealth, explosive innovation, and a lifestyle the rest of the world secretly wishes they had. The question is, how did the world miss it for so long? The moment you land in Canada, something feels different. The air feels cleaner, the cities feel calmer, the streets somehow look organized without feeling robotic. And then you look around, gigantic mountains touching the clouds, crystal blue lakes so unreal they look AI generated, forests stretching farther than the eye can see, northern lights dancing across frozen skies, wildlife roaming through landscapes untouched for centuries. This isn't just another country. It feels like an entirely different version of Earth, and yet, most people still don't realize. Canada is sitting on one of the largest collections of natural resources on the planet: oil, natural gas, fresh water, gold, nickel, lithium, uranium, timber, rare earth minerals. The world is racing toward electric vehicles, artificial intelligence, and clean energy. And Canada quietly owns resources essential for almost all of it. While other countries are fighting over energy, Canada is becoming an energy superpower without making noise about it. That's the scary part. The countries that change the future are usually not the loudest. They're the smartest. And Canada has mastered the art of moving silently while becoming richer, stronger, and more influential every single year. But that's only the beginning. Because the real shock is what Canada has become for ordinary people. Around the world, millions of people are burned out, overworked, overstressed, constantly chasing survival. But Canada created something different. A place where nature and modern life somehow coexist. Imagine waking up in a glass apartment overlooking downtown Toronto, then driving 2 hours into landscapes that look straight out of a Hollywood fantasy film. That balance is what people are obsessed with. And once social media discovered it, everything changed. Suddenly, videos of Banff exploded online. People couldn't believe turquoise lakes like Lake Louise were real. Vancouver started looking like the perfect futuristic city. Montreal felt like Europe mixed with North America. And Toronto began transforming into one of the world's most multicultural power cities. People weren't just watching Canada anymore. They started dreaming about it. That dream became even bigger when the world discovered how safe and stable Canada feels compared to many other countries. While other nations struggled with division, inflation, chaos, violent headlines, and political instability, Canada built an image of calm. And in today's world, calm has become luxury. Billionaires know it. Students know it. Immigrants know it. Tech companies know it. That's why talent from all over the world keeps flowing into Canada every year. The smartest engineers, the hardest working entrepreneurs, the most ambitious students, they're all arriving with one belief: Canada might quietly become one of the best places to build the future. But there's another reason the world is suddenly obsessed with Canada. Its cities don't just look rich. They look cinematic. Toronto at night feels like a blend of New York and the future. Vancouver looks like a sci-fi movie surrounded by nature. Montreal has this mysterious European energy. Calgary feels modern while sitting beside endless wilderness. And then there's the part no one expected: Canada's hidden luxury lifestyle. People imagine Canada as simple and quiet, but hidden inside its major cities is insane wealth, luxury penthouses, private ski resorts, million-dollar lake houses, exclusive mountain retreats, designer shopping districts, high-end nightlife, elite universities. Canada isn't just peaceful anymore. It's becoming aspirational. The type of country people fantasize about escaping to when life gets too chaotic. But beneath the beauty, there's something even more powerful happening: technology. Most people don't realize Canada has become one of the biggest AI and tech hubs in the world. Major companies are investing billions there. Artificial intelligence research exploded in cities like Toronto and Montreal. Startups are growing rapidly. Cybersecurity, biotech, gaming, clean energy. Canada is entering industries that will dominate the next generation. And unlike overcrowded Silicon Valley, Canada still has space to grow. That's why investors are paying attention, because the next global tech giant might not come from where people expect. It could come from Canada. But what truly makes Canada different isn't money, or mountains, or luxury. It's the feeling. People who visit often describe the same thing: peace. A strange sense that life can slow down there without losing opportunity. And maybe that's what the modern world secretly wants most: not just success, but balance. Canada somehow managed to package both together. You can build a massive career there. Then spend your weekend hiking through landscapes that look untouched by civilization. That contrast feels almost impossible in modern society. And it's exactly why millions of people are now searching things like: why is Canada so beautiful? Why do people move to Canada? Best places to live in Canada. Canada luxury lifestyle. Canada nature documentary. Canada vs USA. Why Canada is the future. The internet has turned Canada into a global fantasy. But here's where things become truly shocking. Climate experts believe parts of Canada could become even more valuable in the future because of global warming. As temperatures rise globally, Canada's massive freshwater reserves and colder climate may become strategic advantages unlike anything we've seen before. Think about that for a second. The very things people once mocked Canada for: cold weather, remote wilderness, endless forests, could eventually make it one of the most important countries on Earth. And suddenly the world started looking at Canada differently. Not as America's quiet neighbor, but as a sleeping giant. A country rich in the resources the future desperately needs. A country attracting global talent. A country with political stability. A country full of beauty the internet can't stop posting. And maybe most importantly, a country people emotionally connect with, Because Canada sells a feeling more than anything else: freedom, nature, safety, opportunity, escape. That emotional image is incredibly powerful, especially in an age where millions feel trapped in stress, noise, and endless competition. Canada feels like hope. But there's one more thing nobody talks about enough. So people, Canada became one of the most multicultural nations on Earth. Walk through Toronto and you'll hear languages from every continent, different cultures mixing together. Different foods, different traditions, different stories. That diversity created something unique. Canada doesn't feel isolated from the world. It feels like the world combined into one country. And maybe that's why so many people instantly feel connected to it. Because somewhere inside Canada, everyone can find a piece of home. Now imagine combining all of that with breathtaking visuals. Frozen lakes reflecting the northern lights. Luxury trains crossing snowy mountains. Road trips through endless pine forests. Helicopter rides over glaciers. Wild bears roaming through untouched valleys. Tiny towns glowing during winter snowfall. Summer sunsets over Vancouver's skyline. Massive waterfalls shaking the earth. Hidden islands. Secret hiking trails. Ocean cliffs crashing against storms. This is the kind of beauty social media was built for. And every viral video only increases the obsession. But here's the twist nobody expected. Canada never tried to become flashy. It never screamed for validation. Never forced itself into every global conversation, and somehow that silence became its superpower. Because while the world was distracted elsewhere, Canada kept building wealth, building technology, building influence, building quality of life, quietly, patiently, strategically, and now the world is finally noticing. If you've watched this far, subscribe, because the next videos are going even deeper into the hidden truths. Luxury lifestyles, untold places, and shocking realities most people never see until it's too late. And trust me, some countries are hiding things that will completely change how you see the world. The craziest part about Canada is that it still feels undiscovered compared to its true potential. Most countries with this much beauty become overcrowded tourist traps. Most countries with this many resources become unstable. Most countries with this much immigration lose identity. But Canada somehow balanced everything better than almost anyone expected. Not perfectly, but impressively. And that's why global attention is exploding toward it now. The internet calls it underrated. Travelers call it unforgettable. Investors call it strategic. Students call it opportunity. And millions of people quietly call it their dream destination. Maybe the world underestimated Canada because it confused silence with weakness. But silence doesn't always mean weakness. Sometimes it means confidence. And Canada may have been quietly preparing for a future the rest of the world still hasn't fully realized yet. A future where clean energy matters more. Where safety matters more. Where nature becomes priceless. Where water becomes power. Where peace becomes luxury. If that future really arrives, Canada won't just be underrated anymore. It could become one of the most desired countries on Earth, and by the time the world fully understands it, it might already be too late to catch up.